Hey, what's up, guys? I got some slings today. This is the DSPTCH Sling, the medium size. This is the little small size DSPTCH Sling pouch. So, yeah, two sizes, the medium and the small DSPTCH Sling pouch. That's what they're called. This one is the clear panel version. This one is the Camo Cordura panel version, Camo Cordura material version. So two cute slings, both narrowish, squarish kind of slings. So let's start with the medium because this is the one that I really test drove more. I'll get to this little one after. So this sling I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it at first because, as you all know, I compare everything to my freaking CrossPod, the Coda Bell CrossPod. And, you know, when I first get a sling, I realize that I'm just so used to that CrossPod that I kind of tend to be judgmental on everything I get. So I wanted to give it an honest try. At first, I kind of put it aside for a while and just kind of thought about it. And then I said, you know what, let me take this out and take it out for a few errands one day. And I said, let's see how it works. And I have to say, this little thing surprised me. It was actually I liked it. I quite liked it. So I was wearing something a little nicer. I was wearing, I think, a button-down shirt. And I found that this really complemented my button-down shirt really, really nicely, first of all. So as far as style, this is great. I mean, I really kind of like this style. It does have this interesting kind of piece up here, which is sort of it goes nicely against the back. Now, I'll explain what's a little bit different about this compared to something like a CrossPod. So with a CrossPod, it's like a traditional sling in the sense that it really is worn pretty high up. And that pretty high up on your back, so I'll show you what I mean. So this would be the CrossPod. And you could see it's worn pretty high right there, right? So it's like a different feeling. It's like you get the little dinosaur hands, the T-Rex hands. It's all right there. Whereas at first when I tried this, it wasn't quite comfortable wearing it that way. Wearing it high up didn't really work very well. But what I did was I noticed that on the photos on their website, the models were wearing it a little bit lower. And so I said, hey, let me try to loosen it up and see what happens, right? I tend to have a bias towards slings that are higher because I feel like they're kind of more secure and they allow me to move. Like I can, like maybe if I need to suddenly run or something, it kind of stays tighter on your back. And that kind of is true, but I lowered it and I was like, damn, this is pretty chill. Like I liked it, you know, it was nice. And so yeah, it was nice. And you know, it kind of works. It's sort of a messenger when you really think about it. It's not exactly, I mean, it is a sling, but it's like a cross between a sling and a messenger. Another thing I noticed is that it does tend to like to be on the side a little bit more rather than being like exactly in the back of your back or in the back of, or in your front. Like this is not really a good position for it. This is kind of a nice position for it. So it's kind of a nice place to kind of rest my hand against it. I don't know, it's just sort of, it's chill. It's like a nice little pack that's like right there, you know? It's nice. It's like right there. It's like, it's there and you need it. Boom. Get your stuff. Close it. And I have to say, roaming the aisles of Target, it was chill. Like I enjoyed it. It was a good experience and I was surprised by that. You know, I didn't even really miss my X-Pack, my CrossPod. So yeah, that was chill. I added this little oh, the cap fell off. No wonder. That's what was making everything greasy. But anyway, yeah, Purell little thing that spilled all over, I guess. But it's it's connected to this thing, and yeah, it's a nice little system that they have here with some loops. The only thing I find is that it is quite wide, so regular size carabiners, I mean, yeah, they'll fit, but like this one is like medium size, a bit smallish, and it also fits. But for example, if we take something like this, which is the you know, one of those I think it's by the Night Eyes one. Yeah, it's the one that has the two locking mechanisms. That one is a really tight fit here, for example. So it's sort of like they could have made it a bit, just the webbing could have been just a bit shorter, and I think it would accommodate carabiners a little easier, smaller carabiners in particular. But it's a small gripe. I mean, it's a really nice system that they have here. And what are some things that I tried to connect here? Well, one thing, here's one. It's actually, you know what? The medium night eyes will work fine. It's the smaller night eyes that I had trouble with. So with this one, if we try to connect it here to the outside, you gotta really kind of struggle with it a little bit, but eventually it does work. And so now I actually have my AirPods. They're just kind of, so it's easy to have that on the outside. This is one of those dust-proof, waterproof cases. So yeah, it has that extra expandability, even though technically it doesn't hold nearly as much as the CrossPod would, especially a CrossPod in the expanded position, but obviously that's to be expected. What is nice about this is that it is a much slimmer pack overall, and it just has that nice, it has something a little bit more elegant. I thought about it yesterday. I was like, if I go on, I have this thing with always think about it in terms of a first date, because that's kind of a good measure of what you consider to be attractive. Would you go on a first date with this bag, right? And I thought about it, and I actually kind of came to the conclusion that this, assuming it doesn't have these outer pieces, would kind of be, this would be nicer, I think, even than the CrossPod for a first date, just kind of meeting up with a date. It's a nice looking pack. A nice looking sling, I think. It has this little thing that it comes with. That's this guy here. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure what I would put on this thing. I really don't know. I mean, it adds length to it. So I'm not quite sure what I would want dangling from this. And plus you have to kind of add a carabiner to it, because it's not a carabiner, it's just a ring. So what the hell do you put on this? I'm not quite sure, but I wouldn't want anything dangling too low. So I'm not quite sure, but the nice thing about it is removable. So you could just, okay, there we go. Nice. And okay, so let's look at the back side. So this one has a ballistic-y sort of material. It's like a ballistic nylon, essentially. Yeah, the quality, the build quality is nice. It's solid, but it's not fancy. It's not quite on CrossPod level. It's not like X-Pack or anything too fancy. It's just kind of basic. The zippers are very, very smooth, made by YKK, but they aren't the AquaGuard laminated, and I'm kind of bummed about that. But I'm actually starting to come around to these zippers because they glide so nicely. Woo! But nevertheless, if it would be hard, it would rain hard, I would probably put an arm on there, just kind of protect it a little bit. Probably would want it. But the nice thing about it is it's slim enough that if I have a jacket, I could probably put this under my jacket, whereas the CrossPod, I probably would not want to wear it under the jacket. So it has that going for it. This interesting pocket here, it's see-through kind of, well, translucent at least. So I have this pack of tissues in there, and it kind of shows. So you could put whatever you like in there, but depending on what you put in, you will see what's inside. I kind of like that. I think it adds a cool element to it. But of course, you might prefer it to be opaque, and they do sell also the Camo Cordura version, as well as I believe just an all black ballistic nylon, and maybe even on some other version. They have quite a few on their website. What else do I have in here? So I actually have just my wallet. This is one of those fat regular wallets that apparently nobody in the carry community really takes anymore. The George Costanza wallet. I like these kind of wallets. This one is custom made from a guy in Bulgaria or something, from Etsy. It's green, and I think it's gorgeous. I love this kind of wallet that you can just put your cards in, put your receipts in, put everything in. It just fits, and I think this is a time and tested design. It just works really well. So I got that in there. And then, of course, I got my big keychain thingy going on here with its multiple components and a magnetic piece here for when I'm driving. I don't want it to dangle. I still have an old school car. But anyway, I digress. Big ass keychain thingy. And then lastly, I have my bottle. This is a water bottle. It's called the Flip Belt water bottle. And this water bottle is really cool. It is 300 milliliters, so just a nice amount for a little sip here and there as you're running errands. And it's lightweight. It's not like the Memo bottle, I think it's called, that it's kind of a hard plastic and kind of hard to rinse because the opening is so small. This one actually has a slightly larger opening, and I don't use the top here. I don't know. I'm kind of a germaphobe, and I'm like, what did this touch? I don't know. I just open it like that. And it actually is wide enough that I can kind of clean it with my narrow water bottle brush. So I like this bottle a lot, and it is more malleable, a bit more... It's a bit squishier, but it's really nice, like a really high quality bottle. It's designed to actually work for this running belt, you know. It's one of those belts and it has like a pocket in it, so it's designed to fit that. I have that belt, never really used that, but ended up using this as like my primary sling bottle, and it works really well for slings. So this is the flip belt, larger size of the flip belt water bottle, and it works and it fits in there very, very nicely. And to be honest, that's pretty much all I fit in there. I mean, I didn't fit a whole ton of stuff, you know? Like, it doesn't fit a whole lot, but it's not really meant for that. It's meant for those days where you're just going out and running errands or going to a buddy's house. You're not doing anything major. That's how I feel, at least, about this bag. Now, of course, if you have a smaller wallet, so let's say you have... Let's say you have like a much smaller kind of little narrow... Whoops. That one will actually fit in the front compartment, you know what I mean? So then you're starting to, then you can add more stuff. You got your phone, you can put your phone in there. Maybe you're hungry, right? Maybe you want to have a little snack with you. Well, this is a pack of sardines. This is a little stasher bag with some nuts in there. That's a nice healthy snack. You can have that in there, and actually fits quite nicely and still has a bit of room to spare. So if you're smart about it, will the utensils fit? That's a question. Yeah, it does. And that's cool. So it's versatile, but you do have to be mindful with what you carry in it because it is still pretty slim. I'm gonna wear it again so you guys can see. And yeah, it's just a very nice... It's like, cool. So it works nice, it's just a nice bag. I don't know. Honestly, I was supposed to return it today, but I'm like having second thoughts. I may actually end up keeping this one because it's just kind of looks a little bit better even, I think, than the CrossPod in some ways. I don't know. What do you guys think? What looks better, this or this? And obviously this one is now empty, so I mean, if you fill it up, it starts bulking up just a bit more. So that is this guy. Aside from that, the strap is thinner, so strap is nothing special, but again, you're not actually filling it up so much. I do wish it had the magnetic buckle because this is this is so old school, but it works, And I just typically, especially because the strap is kind of longer, so it's not really a big deal. I just sort of do this, like, how hard is it? I don't know. I don't even think buckles make a whole lot of sense on slings, to be honest. It's like, well, just take it off. It's off. It's easy. So what do I think about this little sling? Ooh, little sling. It's cute. I like it. It works well, I think. And, I might actually keep it. Not bad for the price. Really kind of chill. I kind of like this bag. What else might I fit in it? Just to give you a test, to give you a sample. So I'll remove some stuff from it. And I'll show you. It will fit a full-size, well, not a full-size. It'll fit like kind of a smallish book. So let's take as an example a large, this is sort of a in-between, sort of a classic size paperback, but it's on the slightly larger side. And this actually will not fully fit. So if I put it in there, you see it kind of juts out just a bit over there. So that won't work. But if I take something a little smaller, so this is, for example, this is actually a hardcover book about meditation or breathing exercises, which I literally never read, and I probably should. It fits in there perfectly. But of course, then you won't have much room for a whole lot else, probably, maybe just your phone. Maybe this is a passport inside a Xenia fancy leather case. Let's try that. Will it close? It closes. Nice. So it works. I mean, it's, like I said, it's a nice versatile pack when you just want to be pretty minimal, but you still want to take some essentials with you. That's what this is all about. And I have to say, there is an advantage to carrying it like a little bit lower. Like, although, yeah, when you run and stuff, it might slide around more, and it tends to move more to like your side rather than your back. But just having it kind of down there is a bit kind of more out of the way, and it feels more like it's like your companion. Just you have that reassurance with your hand on there. I always like that. You know, it's like it's just there, and it kind of gives you that reassurance that your stuff are safe. It's right there, like right next to you where you need it. It feels like it's there. It's like it gives you a certain reassurance to have it at that position, at that angle. I like it. Hey, who knows? I may even get rid of my crosspod when I get used to this one. So I kind of like this bag, man. I wasn't expecting to. Now, let's get to the small size. All right, so this is it. This is the mini size, or I think they call it the sling pouch size small. And, ooh, oh boy, I have to tell you. Bruh, this one is small. I mean, tiny, little, baby, miniature. So I was honestly expecting the small to not be quite this small. I mean, it's so small. But nevertheless, I kind of like came around to the idea of this, and I think I kind of get it. Honestly, when I first got it, my first instinct was to say, guys, don't even bother with this. It's ridiculous. I mean, just to illustrate what I'm used to carrying, what it actually will fit, and I do have a tag that's kind of dangling because, you know, I buy these. I don't get them for free, so I can't remove the tags. I have to decide if I'm keeping them or not. But if we take something like the wallet, for example, my wallet, my fat ass wallet, yeah? And then we take something like my phone. Well, I literally filled up the entire freaking bag now. So I don't have room for even my keys at this point. So that's it. So how could I recommend a bag that won't even carry your phone, wallet, and keys? Then I really thought about it, and I was like, well, hold on a second there, Sean. There's other people out there besides yourself, and maybe other people carry things differently and need different things. And I started thinking about the different scenarios and what someone might want to carry in something like this. So I know, for example, that there are people who have very minimal wallets, right? And as I illustrated before, I do have a very slim wallet. Where is it? I don't know where it went, but you know, you take a little slim wallet with you, and then you take maybe a very small keychain, right? So if we remove this guy, and then let's say your whole keys is just something like this, for example. That is possible. I know that's possible. And then in that case, well, it will fit. You know, you'll take your wallet, you take your phone, and it fits nicely. So I was like, okay, that's one scenario. Another scenario is, hey, maybe you're the type of person who likes radiation against your balls, and you like carrying your phone in your pocket, you know, in your pant pocket, and you don't mind being sterile for life. No, I don't know. I don't actually know how credible that research is, but that's what I heard, so I just try to avoid it. Even though I don't know if I'm ever making babies. Who knows? Ooh, that would be scary. But yeah, so this, so this maybe you're putting in your pocket. You know, you're taking a wallet, you're carrying that in your other pocket, maybe, right? I personally like to walk around and feel free. I don't like having shit in my pockets, but maybe you're the type who likes stuff. Maybe you wear, I don't know, maybe you actually wear those, what do you call those pants with all the pockets? You know, so maybe you're that type. So cool. So you have plenty of room there. And then, so why would you have a little pouch? Well, you know, maybe you're the type who basically, trying to think of like scenarios where you might need something this small. I mean, let me just show it to you on me so you can really see how small it is. It's like tiny. It's like a baby, you know? It's like, but let's say you take a pouch, and you're the type who usually has a pouch in your front panel of your backpack, as most people do. I mean, many people have these pouches and they put little stuff. So maybe you have EDC in there, right? Just like your little tools, your little multi-tools and stuff like that. This could be a nice sort of, I would urge you, if you are going to get this sling, is to not look at it exactly as a sling, but rather think of it as a pouch with a strap. So that's what this is really. This shines when you view it as a pouch that goes with you. So if all you really need is just that sort of pouch, but you want it on you kind of at all times, and you really don't want anything obstructing you or kind of that feels clunky, you just like being as lean and mean as possible, then yeah, this could be great. And what might you take? So, okay, so you're carrying your wallet and your phone maybe in your pockets, and then, you know, maybe you're, I don't know, maybe let's say you're a EDC kind of guy, right? So let's say you're taking, I don't know, like a little box cutter thing. You like to have maybe a little knife of some sort. Maybe you like to have a little multi-tool. So this is the Leatherman Micra, for example, right? So maybe you want something like this. You know, it's a cool, cute little thing. So you put that in there. Maybe you want to have a pen on hand, right? So this would be the is it the James brand? Is that what it is called? I forget exactly, but I'll link it in the description. Well, it's a popular pocket pen in the carry community. It's really cute. And I should mention, this only has one pocket in the middle, so it really has no other. It does have these guys, but I'm not quite sure how to fully utilize them aside from, like, I guess if you had a clip on your pen, you can then kind of put it through these guys and then clip it on to the webbing, but I don't know how I'd feel about carrying an actual pen on the outside of your bag. Hey, maybe you could do it. Yeah, I don't see why not, but I mean, if it rained and whatnot, it would get wet, obviously. But, you know, maybe there's some way that I'm not aware of that you can actually, let me know if you guys know of some novel way of adding stuff here in such a way that it doesn't look obtrusive and kind of add some functionality there. Could be cool. So let's say you got your little multi-tools, then maybe, what else might you want? Maybe you're the type who likes to, you know, have that nice little scent every so now and then. So this is like a little, lavender oil, you know, so it just can kind of calm you down throughout the day. Maybe you take supplements and you just need to have some with your meal, or pills or medication or something, so you can take like a little pill fob like this, you know, and it just will kind of hold your medications or whatever. So that could fit in there. So as you can see, we're already filling up with quite a few items, even though each item is just quite very small. So that's a very real scenario and something you may well want to do. You know, maybe you're the type of person who likes to smell good, so you want to bring a little spray for your cologne, right? So you take that and you have that in there, and then maybe you still want to take your keys on top of that, and we're not even totally full. So that's really when I realized, like, damn, this really has more utility than I realized. It just depends on the person. So for me, this would be very small. But for someone else, this could potentially be a very nice size. I would actually wear this a little lower probably. I feel like both of these, the medium and the small, shine when they're a little lower on the back. So right around there, you know. It's so adorable. It's like, hey, it's so small. Look how cute it is. Now this guy, of course, again, I don't know what to do with these loops. Can anybody explain to me? Can someone explain in the comments what this is really for, this loop fucking thing? It's like, what am I doing with this? I don't know. What am I putting on here? I don't freaking know. Okay. So that's one scenario. I'll give you another scenario of something you might want to put in here. So let's say you are a frequent pooper. You poop a lot. Let's say you poop outside. You go out, you work construction, I don't know, whatever the fuck you do. And maybe you need to always be prepared. Maybe you have a problem. You tend to shit your pants a lot. It's possible. There's people, I don't judge. So maybe, just maybe, it's not me, I promise you. But hey, I still have these just in case. Disposable paper toilet seat cover. Okay? Maybe you want to bring that with you. Maybe you want to have flushable wipes with you. Okay, that's another thing you might want. And maybe after you're done shitting, you want to have wet wipes, right? You put those in there. That fits real nice. And maybe you live in Colorado and it's super dry all the time and you need to moisturize, right? So maybe you have a little, whoa, that's getting tight already. But that's kind of a little setup right there, a little hygiene setup that could work nicely. You can put a mint freshener, something like this, a Listerine spray. So, you know, or maybe you live in Hawaii like me and it gets sunny and it suns all the time. And it's just hot all the time and sunny and you want to always be prepared with sunscreen. So that could be a possibility. You know? So really there's quite a few things. Maybe you're a nature type person and you want to just take, always want to have like a headlamp on you. So you can bring a little headlamp. Maybe you can also have some wipes for bugs, you know, if you're going into nature a lot. And you just want to have that sort of small thing. The nice thing about a pouch like this as well is, wait, is it detachable? Is the strap detachable? It looks like it is actually. So it could also just kind of become like it can convert into like a little pouch that you can just take with you in like in your backpack or in your suitcase. That's how small this is. So, but it would be weird because it still has this extra thing, which is kind of unnecessary, but it does fold over. So could work like that as like a little pouch. Other things you might want, maybe you're a person who's trying to control your diet like I am, and you want to have your food with you at all times, so you don't end up just eating crap. So you want to have just a little snack. Well, there you go. It works perfectly for that. Will it fit the bottle? No, it will not. Although it might fit the smaller size. If you look on Amazon, there's a smaller size. But at that point, it's like fucking 2 sips. It's like, do you really want to bring a bottle for 2 sips? Let's take something like a passport in a case. So again, this is my passport. And that actually fits. It fits. And let's take my phone. Boom. Brah. Look at that. So we got phone and we got a passport. That actually is a very realistic scenario that potentially people might want. Because, you know, some people are just like really minimal and they're traveling and they're in Italy. Maybe you're in Florence and you're like, oh yeah, my phone has a camera. I'll just use my phone's camera. And it's like, oh, I need to have a passport just in case. I don't know why. Why do people bring passports with them wherever they go when they're in Europe? It seems to be a thing. But anyway, I don't know. I always keep it in hotels. Maybe you're in a hostel and you don't want it just kind of floating around. I get that. So anyway, two things like this, it could be very useful to have something like that. And maybe even your fob for your hotel or whatever. That's a very useful scenario. Lastly, maybe you're a bit of a techie and you're using your phone too much like I do. So you can bring a battery charger. Maybe you can bring like a cable for the battery charger as well. And then maybe you can bring a mini microfiber. And you can put that guy in there and just a little cute thing to clean your screen. And maybe you just want to also have your pen. Okay, so that's a nice little setup as well. Or maybe you want, I don't know, I'm showing you a million scenarios just so you get an idea of what fits and what doesn't fit. This is a moment pouch for moment lenses for your phone. So if you're a photographer type, like a mobile photographer, you know, you got my moment lenses right there. I like to actually go around and do these binaural audio cool shit, recordings. Ooh, check out my channel, my other channel. It's called Roaming Paradise, where you can see the kind of stuff I do. It's like these hikes and it's like binaural, and if you wear headphones you can actually hear as if you're there, so it's pretty cool. So I use these special binaural audio earpieces, you know, it's the Sennheiser Ambio. So I wonder if it'll fit both of these. I have a feeling it will not. Yeah, but hey, I mean, one or the other. And if you're using like the new iPhone 13, that actually has a pretty darn good ultra wide angle, so you don't really need the moment lenses for that. And then you could take that little guy in there. So there's a variety of things that it could actually be useful for. Although, to be honest, if you're like me, where I'm like 6 feet, 193 pounds, so I'm kind of a biggish guy, and it's like, it looks kind of absurd. I mean, it's so tiny, it almost looks laughably small, so I'm not sure about the looks department. What do you think? Do you think it looks decent on me? I think it looks a little small for my size. But if you're like, I don't know, 5'8", and you're like maybe 160 pounds, then yeah, it could actually work nicely, you know? Hey, so it's been 2 weeks since I filmed that video, and I wanted to give you a little update. I ended up keeping the mini bag. As much as I ranted about not having a use for it and it not fitting enough stuff, I found a use case for it. So I just came back from a long walk, one of my nightly walks that I do, and boy, I tell you, it's so nice to, you know, eat a good filling meal, wait half an hour, and then go out for a nice long walk, full moon with the Hawaiian breeze. I love it. So I just went for an hour walk, and yeah, for the last couple weeks, I've been carrying this with me, this little guy. I took one of these high reflectivity straps and put it on so that I can be seen at night. And it's kind of been the perfect size for these minimal walks where I don't really need anything. I'm just walking for the enjoyment. All I need is I take my earbuds with me, and I don't even bring the case. All I bring is my phone, my iPhone 11 Pro. So yeah, I might try to find like a little slim poncho or something in case there's like a downpour and I just want something quick to like a shelter of some sort. But this is kind of the perfect pack for these walks that I've been doing. And so yeah, it's been interesting. A couple of other insights that I've had as far as height and when you do walk and you wear it. If you wear it low, like this, then when it kind of bounces around just a bit, and it always tends to want to end up on my side. It seems like it's always in the end it ends up kind of here. If I'm walking enough and I don't adjust it every minute or so, it will end up on my side, kind of right here. And I don't love that because when I'm walking, you know, it's like, yeah, I can kind of feel it with my gait, you know. So I'm always trying to find a way to have it positioned properly. So I tighten it up, but when I tighten it, what I find is, I mean, my tit basically keeps the strap from going up, but eventually it will do this, right? Because when it goes over, and then eventually it'll do that, and then I feel like it's choking me. So I'm kind of trying to find the balance as far as the ideal position. I kind of find that kind of somewhere in between kind of works okay. And I do like that it has this quick adjustment thing that I don't think I mentioned before. So it's very easy to adjust it. It has this little one of these guys, you know, where it's it kind of locks the adjustment in place and just gives you some leeway if you want to quickly tighten it or loosen it. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, I actually find that kind of wearing it a little in front of me as I walk is kind of nice. It doesn't move too much. It doesn't slide too much. But yeah, I'm kind of adjusting it a little bit. I have the Patagonia mini black hole sling coming as well, which is more of a packable, kind of very minimal sling that also is designed to carry just the essentials. And I wonder if that will end up replacing this for walks. But yeah, this is my new use case for this thing. And it actually works really well for that. So I was ranting so much about how it's too small, and in the end it's kind of perfect for what I need it for. It just goes to show that, you know, don't take me too seriously. I mean, everything I say depends on the amount of experience and the context in which I used it for. And yeah, in the end I found a use case for it. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys this little update. And if you guys want to get into walking, this is a great unobtrusive sling to walk with, especially if you don't need anything besides your phone and maybe your AirPods or something like that. So anyway, back to the video. So there you have it. I mean, this is a cute little guy that's more of a pouch on a strap than a real sling. Definitely, definitely don't even think about tablets. Don't even think about like larger stuff. I just realized another use that could be useful for this. I wonder if it would actually fit something like a Fuji X100, you know? Or one of those smaller rangefinder style cameras. Definitely would probably fit like a Ricoh GR kind of vibe. You know, I think that would fit nicely in there. Ooh, I said before it had one pocket, but really it actually has... It has one plus this mesh kind of pocket thing. So you could do, you know, I like Band-Aids. I like to always have some Band-Aids on me. So I'll take my Band-Aids. Maybe if you're diabetic and you need to check for your blood sugar, you know, so you have your glucose monitor. So you can actually fit that nicely in there. And then in the back, maybe a few Band-Aids to, you know, in case you start bleeding a bit. That could be a nice combination there as well. So there's really a host of different things that you could do with this. I quite like it, but honestly for me, I actually really like the colorway too. I kind of think that the Camo makes it slightly more rugged because it's so small. It's almost effeminate in a way because it's so small. So I feel like the Camo rug toughens it up just a bit, you know, gives it a bit more of a balance there. But I don't know, it's kind of stupid what I said. But anyway, this is... yeah, it's a nice colorway for this small size. So I would recommend getting this colorway if you like, because it's so small, if you want it to remain kind of more bit rugged in some way. And other than that, it's a cute little sling and it's well made. And the strap I find is actually very proportional to the size of this baby. Almost better than the other guy. So with this one, it still uses that same narrow strap, and it's not by any means uncomfortable because you're not likely to overpack this because it's already pretty small as well, pretty slim. But yeah, the strap is good on both, but I kind of like the strap width as in proportion to the smaller size. But pretty much that's been it, you know. I mean, this is a nice little sling. I really kind of like it. I would consider it more of a cross between a sling and a messenger, and the other one is more pouch on a strap. If you think this would work, I hope this gave you a kind of an idea of what this can carry. And if you think that this would work for you, I'll leave you a link in the description. You don't have to click specifically on that link because they're not paying me for it, but it's for your convenience. Other than that, if you have any specific questions about the bags, feel free to let me know in the comments. I love you all, and stay here. There's more to come, and I'll see you guys soon. Have an awesome day or night wherever you are. Bye!